Hey everyone, welcome to another one of my videos where we look at a fun trick for the Monomachine. So we all know the Monomachine is a synthesizer, it says right there in the manual, and we can use our synthesizer in some interesting ways. So let's start building a track here with our synthesizer. And we know the rules are that it is not a sampler, so we would not want to disobey the rules about this being a synthesizer, not a sampler. But let's use our synthesizer as best we can here. So that's just a little bit of a taste of what you can do with the Monomachine if you're willing to try to bend the rules a little bit. I'm going to just explain how you might go about doing this without giving a huge amount of detail because it is a little bit detail oriented. But what we're going to do is try to abuse the DigiPro waves in a useful manner. The way I actually like to do it is with a combination with the Elektron Octatrack. What you can do in the Octatrack is take a sample and slice it up and slice it to a slice grid, which is exactly what we need here. So let me back up a little bit and tell you that doing some experimentation, I found that about the best you can get out of a DigiPro slot is 0.1 seconds of time. So you can use that with 64 spots. You can guess, therefore, that you've got about 6.4 seconds of sampling, quote unquote, time to use in the Monomachine. I like to put it in the sample in the Octatrack, chop it up into a slice grid. For example, this sample here was sliced into 32 slices. You can use the slice to zero crossing option as well, and that makes for less clicky playback. The next thing I did was play that sliced audio back from the Octatrack into a digital audio workstation. And the way I did that is play each slice at a very slow tempo, like 30 BPM. This will give some silence between each slice, which you're going to need for the next step. Now that the audio is in your DAW, you can cut up those slices, and I use a DAW called Reaper, and we can slice to transient there very quickly and automatically. So it will detect the silence and the sound and will split up the longer audio into, for example, 32 smaller slices. The next thing to do is trim them all to be about the same length. I actually like to trim them to be exactly the same length because that will make the pitch not warble or change over the course of the sample. So you can slice it how you like, but I try to figure out a way. I figured out a way in Reaper, which basically means you split it out to 32 tracks and then slice all the tracks at the same length. Then you have to render all these slices out. Again, takes a little time, and then transfer them over into the Monomachine with C6. Once you've got that, then the key thing here is you can see I've got these waves. They're in the, let me go to the sample manager, the DigiBank. So DigiPro. So you see I've got all these slices. All these slices are from my original sample, and they're all pieces of the vocal. Now it's just a question of using the LFO to swipe through those sample slices very quickly. And you can experiment with that, but here's what I've got for LFO. Saw to wave 1 on trig, speed of 4, multiplier of 4, speed of this. You can obviously change them in that. Let me turn the effects off here a little bit. Well, let me reload the kit. The rules. So that's the key thing here. If you have different kinds of speeds, you'll get different effects. But I found that about 4 multiplier and about 1/3 of the way up on speed seem to work okay for me. The rules. You also need to set your first wave slice to be a little bit past the end of your samples there. I have 32 samples, so I set this to about 42. The rules. That sounded nice without chopping things off. The rules. Based on my attack and settings and things like that for the sound. The rules. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Once you've got that all set up, you can do all kinds of mayhem with the LFOs. One of the things I like best is the interleaving LFO. The rules. Try doing that with your regular sampler. It would be pretty difficult. So anyways, you can get some very interesting sampling effects and sampling techniques out of the Monomachine if you're willing to bend the rules. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks.